Coach, what's the mood like going into this weekend? Especially, you came so close in that finale against Texas. I mean, was that a frustrating way to finish that, or was it promising the way you guys were able to almost come away with a win there in Austin?
I think a little bit of both, to be honest. We definitely had some opportunities there, and I think that's exciting. We're in games for sure. We just got to do a little bit better right now with our timely hitting. We're getting runners in scoring position. We just got to find a way to push them across the plate, give our pitchers a little bit more breathing room as well.
As far as Oklahoma State seemed like one of the hotter teams in the conference, what do you expect from them this weekend?
They're a really well coached team. They've got great pitching. They've got great hitting. They got a lot of power. So they're going to come and compete. And knowing our team, we're going to step up and be ready for the challenge. They really like competing against teams like Oklahoma State. So I'm looking forward to that.
Coach, with just looking back at the schedule, up to this point, and I know David asked about that close last game at Texas. Does it feel like there's an intangible thing to this team where the success can kind of build, and once this team sees a win or two in a row, they can kind of compound that? And obviously that would have been big to get that awesome one, but even just needing to see a victory and see some of that success so they.
Yeah, definitely. I think stuff like that is absolutely contagious and just gives a little bit more belief and a little bit more confidence. We're so close, and I think once we get over that hump, it's really gonna catapult us to be there a little bit more consistently, which would be nice.
I know you can't control the schedule either way, but do you like that you have two top 10 to 15 teams like this back to back, or just to have those so close in talent? Do you wish they were more spread out? What's the just kind of advantages and disadvantages to that part of the schedule?
I think we have a great conference. And so, I mean, you could talk about the two teams like that, but we've got a tremendous conference. We've got 7 teams in the conference. And I really think that we can realistically, in the future, be a 7-bid conference. I mean, we've got a lot of great talent there. So I don't think it really matters playing back to back, but with where we're at in the program right now, I don't think that changes things for us. The ladies like to compete against the top talent, and we want to be the top talent. So it doesn't really matter if they're back to back or spread out. I mean, we've still got more talent down, more opponents down the road that we're going to, have a great opportunity to compete against as well. So I think it's exciting. It's a great opportunity. Anytime we can play great talent, I mean, it gives us an opportunity to show what we're made of too.
And I know across the board you want to get better at every position, every series in general, but you mentioned the timely hitting, but what about the pitching? Do you think was going to be, a couple of those Texas games just being, especially, like that 2-1 pitching, obviously keeping you in it. If they put up normal runs like any other game, you probably get that one. So have you seen that pitching can be a, strength here in these next few, if they you think they can continue to do what they did there late?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Missy's really been doing a nice job and really been taking off for us right now. She's been really consistent, and she's grown a lot with her mentality and her demeanor. So I'm excited for her the rest of the way for sure. And I know we're going to pick up where we need to with, the rest of the area as well. But I mean, even Cam Caldwell coming in relief with bases loaded and getting us out of that inning, that was big. And she hasn't been in a game in a while. So I think that showed a lot for her character and her readiness, because it's not easy to not get the playing time you want and then be put into a situation like that with runners in scoring position and us giving up more runs than we would like to give up. So I thought she handled that really, really well. And I think that's going to help the staff as a whole to see someone like, one of their own having success like that.
For you guys as a staff, are you feeling more comfortable now that you've got so many games under your belt, or you feel like you're still in the process of learning what your girls can and can't do?
I think the sky's the limit in terms of what they can and can't do. So I don't think we're ever going to see that if we're doing our jobs, because we're going to keep pushing and growing and building. But I mean, everything is still new, even though it's not new. And I think it will be for, probably the remainder of the year, but we're still trying to grow together and get it figured out together. I mean, we come in with our experiences and they come in with their experiences, but gelling those and having a common ground of experiences to draw upon is just going to help us grow in our program as well.
One other question. I know you mentioned Missy, and obviously the pitching has gotten there, but I know the defense on this team is, is definitely up there as far as nationally. But when you look at the conference, does that help or in what way can that help a pitching, whether they're playing well or, struggling? How can that keep it to where, if the bats aren't going, hey, pitching isn't going, but the defense can kind of supplement it?
Yeah, absolutely. Our defense has been doing a real steady job for us throughout the year. I think that helps the pitching quite a bit because they know they don't necessarily have to be perfect. They can let the ball be put into play and have confidence that the plays are going to be made behind them. So I think that should be an uplifting and, confident building type of thing for sure.